KITT from America Bumper to Bumper. And if you're here, thank you very much. This is Car Chat with KITT, episode 5 of season 2. And tonight is a really good one, a fun one for me. We have a special guest, and it's Lainey. She's you guys may know, my oldest daughter, and she's just here to hang out with us, chat a few stories, and just have some fun. So I'm glad that you were able to join us all the way from the big city of Manassas, Virginia. Oh,
excited. Thanks for inviting me.
Well, it's one of those things that it took me a while to even think about. Well, now that I have this to be able to, do co-host, whatever you want to call it, and it's like, oh, who can I get to do this? And I'm like, oh yeah, Delaney doesn't have a life.
Rude.
I know, I'm bad. All right, so we're gonna do a quick channel update, and then we're going to get into our stories. So we are. Oh, I didn't go over. I'm slightly unprepared apparently because I didn't go into the correct screen. See what I was telling you about, Lainey? I always wanting watering.
Father.
I know. I'm terrible. I like Creator Classic for some reason too, so that takes extra time.
What does that mean?
YouTube is trying to push everybody off of this screen. That gives, in my opinion, a lot better information. Walt, this is Rough Rides Restos. Delaney is a buddy of mine named Walt. This is my daughter Delaney, and thanks for stopping in, Walt. So anyways, we are still sitting at 383 subscribers. Watch time, I'm very happy, is up from where it was a couple weeks ago. I have a video that the partner video to this High Octane Cars and Coffee, and I bet you guys can't see that because I don't think I shared that screen yet, and I didn't. I'm really, look at that.
Sorry,
it's all my fault. I get all frazzled. Anyways, like I was saying, I've got 383 subscribers, about 6,200 watch time in minutes, and that's up.
Nice to meet you too.
As of recently, and the High Octane Cars and Coffee, the continuation of that video will be up later tonight. I was having some trouble getting it all edited and ready to go, but this one I really like because it's one of the first videos that I've been to where people are actually leaving, and I get some good accelerations. No burnouts, but that's fine. I'm okay with that. So watch for that later, and you guys can catch some pretty cool cars leaving the show. Tomorrow we're going to be going to a car show. It's really kind of late in our season. I think we've got one more Cars and Coffee up in Burlington that's next weekend. Other than that, we're pretty much done as far as car season. So I'm happy to be able to get to that show tomorrow, and we'll have those videos up for you over the next couple days. Then we'll be getting back into more of our how well it held up videos, and we're going to be doing a bunch of videos for with Dan Kearney's Auto Again. So yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun. Anything special going on down in your neck of the woods there, Lainey?
Not that I'm aware of. I'm pretty sure car shows run into like towards the end of the month if the weather's good, maybe into November, but I'm not sure if when. Let me just quickly check.
Oh God, that's
yeah,
censored.
We do have some indoor shows happening as late as December.
That's cool.
Yeah, so definitely there's still a lot to be done down here.
Yeah, I
Nothing.
gotta get you the GoPro back, don't I?
Yeah, you took it.
I did. I
Yeah,
realized how
so
much I don't like it.
yeah, I don't like it, but it works.
Well, if you want the camcorder to go back down with you when you're up here later, then that can happen.
No, I'll take the defective stuff.
Wow. Okay. All right. So we're gonna get into our first story. We got some stories that I picked, and we got some stories that Laney picked, and we're going to go through them. And then at the end, like we've done over the past few, we're gonna do buy it or boot it. And the more I thought about it after last week's show, that is going to be broken off into its own little live stream. I'm just not sure when I'm going to do it. Probably once all the car show videos are done, we'll break that off, and that will be in its own live stream that we'll do for that. But so keep your eyes out for that. That's coming up. All right, our first. Brain no work. Story of the night. We're going to do a couple of recalls. That's me telling me that I have a live stream going. First up, Daimler is recalling hundreds of thousands of Mercedes-Benz diesels. Mercedes was caught in a similar sort of scandal as Volkswagen Auto Group was, as far as their diesels and the emissions. Their cars not meeting the emission standards because they had cheater software on. So German's road traffic regulator, KBA, has concluded that those engines do not meet the emission standards and they have to be recalled. So over a medium six-figure number of vehicles will be affected by the recall, including 260,000 Sprinter vans to get fixed to comply with the new things. They don't have the totals on the exact number, but seeing that diesels are far more popular in Europe than they are here, medium six figures, that's quite a few cars.
Cheating doesn't get you anywhere, does it?
Nope. And companies are starting to figure that out the hard way. Volkswagen, I think they're still, hurting from their scandal, and that's what 3 or 4 years old now.
I mean, yeah, you lose trust in your customers lose trust in you. So what can you do?
For me, as long as the cars get good gas mileage, and again, I'm not the tree hugging type, but as long as it gets good miles, But environmentally speaking, I do understand why the government gets so upset about it. Okay, next story is another recall, and this is on the Subaru Forester. This is from Consumer Reports. Recalled for airbag deactivation risk. So certain Subarus, Foresters from 2015 to 18, there's electrical connections underneath the seats that have to deal with all the airbags, and one of those connectors may come loose, and if it does, the front airbag may not activate in an accident. So all the Foresters that are affected, and it says in this recall, as you can might be able to read, recalls only affect Foresters with heated seats. So if you are the owner of a 2015 to 18 Forester with heated seats, you may be getting a recall notice in the mail if you haven't already. So not a good thing. How many? It does say how many. 366,000 Foresters are affected by this. So, and it does say that owners will be notified by end of November. Thank you, Seamus.
He has strong opinions about Subaru.
Apparently, yeah. All right, you're up.
All right, so the reason I wanted to talk about this one is because not necessarily because of the contents of it, just because I wanted to pick your brain. So,
Sure.
Hyundai has, for a while, down here at least, and maybe up in Vermont too, been advertising that heavily their shopper assurance. And so what it is it's got the 4 pillars: transparent pricing, streamlined purchase, flexible test drive, and worry-free returns. So basically, you get the price up front. You do online. You can do online purchasing to a point, I think. And so flexible test drives is that they'll drive the car to wherever you are for a test drive.
Wow.
And so my question to you is, do you think that more companies are going to follow suit in this sort of updating their selling methods, or do you think this is just like a fluke, or like what do you think is going to happen?
That's a really good question, Lane. I feel that the internet, of course, it's the way of the future, but it specifically, and you can kind of see it in the fact that this year has some of the worst car sales, in several years. Car companies aren't making their numbers. So, and I think some of them, and Hyundai is one of them, is thinking that the reason is that people just don't have the time to get to the dealership. So, yeah,
Which makes sense to me.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think that you absolutely will find more companies doing whatever they can to try and get people in the doors, even if that means going to wherever they are. So
yeah. So see, that's what allured me, and it's not the right word. That's what like interested me, is because so many people these days are to spend most of their days at like work and stuff, and so being able to have a test drive like on your lunch break, and then being able to go to work and go to the dealership after work to purchase the car you just drove on your lunch break makes a lot of sense to me. And I'm surprised that other car brands haven't like quickly followed suit.
Prevent them from reviving. Prevent them from reviving.
Yeah, well, I think that Hyundai and Kia's, they're one of the brands that ever since they started out and had all their issues back in the late 90s, and they went to their 10-year 100,000-mile warranties, when they made that switch to really go customer focused, I mean, they've really stayed with that. That's one thing that they really do well, is they're trying to make their customers happy. Now, I would absolutely any day of the week buy a brand new, Hyundai or Kia. And if that would, that might actually, make me want to buy it more, to know that I have more options. So, yeah, good story. And I like, and this is the going back up to the transparent pricing. That is another thing that people absolutely want. They don't want to have to, excuse me, for lack of a better, dick around with figuring out a price. They want to know what the price is. They want to be able to, go in and say, okay, that's what I want. That's what I want for the price, and just not have to deal with it. So the more
people,
yep.
Sorry, people these days just don't have that sort of time or energy to focus on bartering and having a salesperson just like beat them down,
And
in
that's
a way.
the exact thing is, customers are, a lot of customers are just frustrated with how they're treated at, the dealership. Yes, there are some good dealerships out there, but for the most part, I wouldn't want to be in a, go to a dealership for, used car guy. that's a different story. You can, get to know them. You go back and buy multiple cars from them, and they've got a vested interest in really making sure that their customers are happy because they can't afford to lose any. Whereas a dealership, it's like, a Toyota is a Toyota is a Toyota. You can buy it from a place down the street. You can buy it across the country. It's still going to be the same car.
Right.
So, yeah.
And so, sorry, I was gonna say hi to everyone. We haven't said hi to.
Yep. Yep.
Yeah.
So we got Wicked Fabs in here. Thanks for stopping in, and Nacho's dad. Thanks for stopping in as well. With me tonight is Lainey. She is my daughter, lives down in Virginia, and we're having some fun tonight with her. So thanks for stopping in again. All right. Now we're going to, we're going to move on to a story about a Lamborghini.
All right. So this
What do
is
we got?
another one of my stories.
Yep.
So it's the story is talking about how in the age of when people are pushing more towards electric cars because of the environmental factor, Lamborghini's trying to keep up. And by 2025, they plan on having a fully electric Grand Tourer with 4 seats, which is, for a Lamborghini seems like quite a feat. I'm trying to figure out how would they have the same speed and horsepower with an electric car?
Well, Lamborghini has already shown with the Urus that they can do a 4-seater, a fast 4-seater. The thing with an electric car, if this is going to be an all electric car, weight is a big factor, but an all electric car, the thing that they have going for them is that the horsepower numbers may not be huge compared to what you can get out of gasoline engine, but the torque that these cars have, and the fact that it is literally instantaneous. So if they come out with motors that have 1,000 torque, that torque is, they're going to blow the tires off before they go much further. So I mean, there's a lot of other stuff in there as far as keeping it, making sure that you can actually get that torque and power down to the ground. But yeah, it's inevitable that everybody's going to have at least an electric car for a while before everything goes electric.
Yeah, and so it also mentioned that it could be a plug-in hybrid, like a hybrid rather than a fully electric. But it's just interesting to see, because you expect it from the big brands, but you don't expect it from the supercars necessarily for them to go electric.
Well, if it's a plug-in hybrid, then the precedent's been set by Porsche and Ferrari, because Porsche's got the 918 and then Ferrari's got the LaFerrari that are both hybrid. I'm not sure whether they're actually plug-in hybrids or whether, but I do know they have hybrid powertrains. And yeah, like I say, it's a matter of time, before everybody's got some sort of hybrid vehicle. And if it's that car,
well, this is no, that's the Cyan, which is which they said is a new car, but that's not what it would look like, I don't think.
Yeah, I think that's a replacement for the Aventador, I believe.
So this year's limited edition.
Oh, it's the limited edition. Okay. Yes. So, basically a slingshot. Yeah, I mean that's what the electric power, the hybrid sources of power in the supercars are just there to have that instantaneous power and that little boost of speed when you want it. One of the best things you can go out there and watch is Grand Tour. I think it was the beginning of their, might have been second season. They had a shootout between the two hybrids, and then there was, I think one of them had one that wasn't a hybrid, and the supercars. So it was a lot of fun. Anyway, Anything else you want to talk about with the Lambo?
I just hope they make it super sexy.
Being a Lamborghini, you can guarantee it.
When have they not had a sexy car?
Yeah, like Gracie said. Yeah, a lot of people are kind of slightly put off by the Urus. Think it's got too big of a grill or whatever, but overall, it's just a great looking rig too. So, car I'll never have.
No, they never.
Yeah, okay, fine. I won't say never. All right, next up, we're going to slow it down a bit, and we're going to talk about Toyota.
Toyota.
Yeah. Hey, and this actually goes, with your car being the Prius that you drive. Starting in 2020, and this is a story I actually pulled up because I found it kind of funny because in California and any state that goes with California emissions, we already have this, but anyway, so 2020 model year hybrids, the batteries will now have a 10-year, 150,000 mile warranty, whichever comes first. That's up from 8 years, 100,000 miles that they had before. But as I said, I do believe I may be wrong, but I'm 95% sure any car that's got California emissions, their batteries are warranted for 15 years, 150,000 miles already.
Mhm.
So for everybody else, yay, 10 years, 150,000 miles. I mean, the hybrid batteries are one of the most expensive things on the hybrid cars to repair.
Yes.
And it's well worth it for Toyota to cover themselves and their customers for the extra couple of years.
The battery in the dashboard.
Yeah, battery in the dashboard. But do you have to do the dashboard in your car?
Technically, I don't know if you. I think I told you about the electronic dashboard display turning off.
Yeah.
So it does it periodically, and it'll, according to a research that John has done, it'll just continue to get worse and worse until it doesn't work anymore.
Nice.
So for now, it's fine, but.
Okay, well, we'll hope and pray that it keeps going for you, so you don't have to worry about that, and hopefully nobody hits you in that car anytime soon either, because, geez.
Well, as long as it's not my fault.
Yeah, right. So Toyota extending their hybrid battery warranties, which is always a good one. All right, next up, we are on to Paul Walker's cars being sold at Barrett-Jackson. Take it away, Lane.
Mm-hmm. All right, so I saw this, and I was like, oh, sad because he left us. Like, how long has it been? Like almost 10 years? Not that long.
It's been quite long, but it's been a while, anyways.
But yeah, so they don't have the list on the ad that you have, but I went to Barrett-Jackson, and here are the lists if you're willing to let me list them off.
Absolutely.
Right, so 1963 Chevrolet Nova wagon, a 1964 Chevrolet Chevelle wagon, a 1967 Chevrolet 2 Nova, a 1988 BMW M3 E30, and 1989 Nissan R32 Skyline race car, a 1991 BMW M3 E30 Coupe, a 1995 BMW M3 E36 lightweight, 1995 BMW E3 M3 E36 lightweight. It looks like he's got like 5 of those.
Yeah, those lightweight,
19
those are worth big money. A lot of people like those lightweights.
Yeah. 1995 Ford Bronco SUV, a 2000 Audi S4, 2003 Ford F250 pickup, 2004 GMC Sierra 1500 pickup, 2005 Harley Davidson RS motorcycle, 2006 Toyota Tundra pickup, 2008 Suzuki motorcycle, 2009 Nissan 370Z, a 2011 BMW motorcycle, and a 2013 Ford Mustang Bus, 32S race car.
Nice. That's quite the list of vehicles, and I always knew he was a car guy, but that's quite the list of cars, and it's sad that he's not with us anymore. But there's going to be a lot of people that do love him that are going to be able to have a piece of his history. So that's pretty cool.
Out of what I've read, I don't have pictures, so I can't show you. But out of what I read, is there anything that would pique your interest?
The Nova 2, I'm trying to remember them all myself, or one of the E30 M3 lightweight.
E36?
Yeah. Either one of those would be just fine for me. Of course, I'd rather
I don't
have.
know what they look like, so.
What's that?
I said, I don't know what they look like, so I wouldn't be able to say.
Yeah, there's a couple of his cars. If you scroll down that story, the Barrett Jackson tweet shows 3 of the cars, so that's pretty cool. But yeah, I'm trying to think if in any of the videos you did whether there's any of the Nova Chevy 2 Novas.
I can look.
Yeah, actually, you know what? The other one that I like even more, I probably want the Nova Wagon, because there weren't as many of those, and I'm kind of a freak for the oddballs, as you know. All right, Benny from Classic Ride joined us, so thanks for stopping in, and let's see what you're talking about. I just can't think of the name of the ugly Lambo. Thought you would mention it. The ugly Lambo, we'll start out. There's, I think the 300 GT was one of them. That's pretty ugly. The Yuroko, not the Yuroko. What's the ugly Lambo? Let's see what it comes up with. Oh. Fake. I don't want the fake ones. The Urama is kind of an ugly one, but it's not what I'm thinking either. Of course, it has to be Doug DeMuro.
Some people think, so I'm looking at a website, financialexpress.com, for the ugliest cars ever built. And one of them says the Veneno, Lamborghini Veneno.
I don't even think that's, it's kind of odd, but wouldn't say it's ugly. Recently, Jay Leno had somebody on his show. It was a 4-door, or not a 4-door, a 2-door, 4-passenger, front engine Lamborghini. It's just odd shaped, odd looking. I think that was pretty ugly. But I think anything other than the Mirai, anything before the Mirai, it's pretty hit and miss as far as looks go. But anything Mirai, Countach on, I think they look pretty good. That's just me. Still with me?
Yeah.
Okay. I just hope you. I just wondered. Wanted to make sure you didn't freeze.
Yeah.
Hey,
No, the kid.
Maritime's here. Thanks for coming in, Pete. So guys know, co-hosting tonight is my daughter Lainey from down in Virginia. So Yeah, Mirai is a $2 million car and worth every penny. Yeah. All right. Next story that we've got here is the coolest cars for sale this week, and this is from Motorist. Motorist. We'll go with Motorist. Yes.
Motorious, maybe.
Motorist. Yeah, we'll go with that one. Yeah, I always butcher it whenever I say it. First up that they have is a 1955 Chevrolet Bel Air pace car tribute.
Hi.
Yeah. Chevrolet, and this is something I think is really cool about Chevrolet, has had more Indy 500 pace cars than any other automaker. And the amazing thing is a majority of them are Corvettes and Camaros, but they have had some other cars in there, including 55 Bel Air. This is a tribute car, and let's see, the actual pace cars used featured a red and white paint job, but Chevy dealers apparently sold these replicas in any paint scheme. This fully restored Bel Air wears a black and white paint job with an accurate pace car livery. It'll be up for auction next month. GAA Classic Cars. Nice car. I think there's other cars that I would like more, but that's pretty cool right there. Like this one. Also up for sale at some point this week. 426 Hemi-powered 69 Dodge Super Bee. Oh, yeah. This 69 Super Bee is being offered to the public through Premier Auction Group, produces some serious inspiration. Yeah, that is gorgeous.
That's nice, yeah.
Yeah, I like the hood scoop. I like the everything about that car. See what else we got going up for auction. Oh, and this is a big one. 68 Ford Mustang Bullet replica. Now, the original Bullet car, Ford Mustang, is going up for sale as well, but that's not coming up till January. And that car is going to be, probably one of the most expensive Mustangs ever sold at auction, just because of the lineage and heritage behind it. But this car is a replica, and it's a car that you could actually drive and enjoy, which is a big thing, because I'm sure whoever buys the actual Bullet car, it'll sit in a museum or something that would be driven. But so if you want a Bullet replica car, Classic Cars of Sarasota has it for sale, and you can go and buy it. That's a pretty cool looking car too. Ford will go about trying to buy it. I think that, very honestly, I think it, would be in the best interest of Ford to, have it and really be able to preserve and keep it the best that it can. There's lots of other, car collectors and, lots of money who will do just as good, but having it back with Ford, I think, is a good choice. Hearing aids. Hearing aids are for sale. Oh, no. It's an ad. Oh, this is something that I would absolutely love to get my hands on. 92 GMC Typhoon. As a
Weird.
the GMC Typhoon was the sister car for the GMC Cyclone. The GMC Cyclone was the pickup truck version, and it was at the time the fastest production car in the world. It was faster than Ferraris. It was faster than Lamborghinis. Lamborghinis, and that was off the line. Top end Lamborghinis could go, more. It could do more, but off the line, Typhoons and Cyclones were the Cyclones. I'm not sure about the Typhoons, but they were really quick. Turbocharged V6, all-wheel drive, and with the success of that, GMC came out with the Typhoon. I owned a 85 Blazer, which I know is not similar in shape and everything to this. And ever since I saw one of these things, I've been in love with them, and I would love to have them. Yeah. I vaguely, and I do remember when those things were new, and next to the Lamborghini and Ferrari posters, I had a poster of a Typhoon. So I love those things. What do you think?
Super
You think
cute.
they're weird?
Let's do it games.
I just think it's ugly.
Oh, honey, can you come take that? I got something in my back. All right, what do we got?
Compared to
Oh, cool. Dudley, man, let's go get the bus. Go down to the coast, man. Anyway, 1978 Volkswagen Bus. 15.5. If that thing is as good as it looks from this distance, that's a pretty good price. Pretty cool. I've always, that'd be another thing that I'd absolutely love to have someday.
I think it's cute. I just think the color is ugly.
Oh yeah, that was the same color that I had on it was a 79 Rabbit diesel that I had, crap brown. Yep. Oh, it was bad, but it was the times. I also had a parts car that was avocado green. All right. A rare supercharged 2010 Chevy Camaro ZL575. This one's for you, Pete. See, SLP was known in the industry for over 20 years for turning GM cars into track-ready and turnkey-ready powerhouses. New Jersey-based, oh man, company up the ante with the Camaro ZL575 by taking the SS model and adding a plethora of performance goodies. 500 cars were produced, 250 given an automatic, the rest were 6 speeds. Nice. What do you think about the Camaro?
It looks okay.
You like the older ones better?
Yeah, I do.
All right. Yes, Benny, that was my Chong impression. Yeah, man. Yeah. Not good. It's not a good one. Oh! Honey,
What?
can I buy a car?
Sure.
Cool. It is a, huh?
Buy a couple.
Okay, cool. Good. Okay. 1989 Night Industry 2000
Oh, KITT?
KITT car. Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah. No, this as a kid, one of my. Yes, I do believe. I agree with you, Benny. First, second gen Camaros are far superior to the new ones, but anyway. So, Pontiac Trans Am loaded up with IA and David Hasselhoff's Michael Knight character. This car, I'm just a car nut through and through. And
Did you say IA?
I know I get that.
AI.
Yeah, I do that all the time. Everybody's like, "What are you talking about?" I'm like, "Oh, yeah, AI."
AI.
No,
Artificial.
Anyways, internal affairs. Yes, that's it. Not investigation. Oh God. Anyway, moving on. How about a 1980 280ZX 10th anniversary edition? What do you think about that?
Me?
Yeah, you.
I don't know. I don't know how I feel about it. I'm very conflicted.
Out of all of the Z cars, the early Z cars, the ZX just didn't hold the same pizzazz as the 240, 260, 280Zs. Once they added that X, it just kind of looked clunky and
It's got
very
a very large. It seems unbalanced. It's got a very large front end.
Yep, it does, and that's basically just so it could have a straight six under the hood. If they had V6s, they could have shrunk up the nose a bit and had it been a little bit better proportions. But at least this car is not the 2+2, because then it even looks more weird because it's got extra length in the back for 2 more seats. It always has just kind of looked way off. So, yeah, not my favorite, but I know there's some people out there that love these things. Pass on that. Z. Yep, pre-1980 models, absolutely. Hey, look at that. Oh, there we go. Now, this is something that we never saw here in the U.S. Nissan Patrol. Basically, it was their Land Cruiser Jeep sort of vehicle.
I like it.
It definitely has a rugged off-road look to it, so that's pretty cool. And there are definitely some people out there who'll love the left-hand drive cars and that Land Rover-ish look. Yeah, Walt saying the two-tone on that 280ZX looks makes it even look longer. Yep, definitely. Yeah, and I do like the fact like the Land Rovers and basically Land Rover, Broncos, all those SUVs of the time, removable roofs and having that open air feeling is kind of it's a nice thing. And on that note, I can't wait for the new Bronco to come out because Jeep.
They're doing another?
What's that?
They're doing another one?
Yes, they're bringing back the Bronco late this year or late in 2020 or 21, somewhat like that, and it's supposed to be a Wrangler competitor.
Mm.
All right. Next up, story-wise, we got the 2020 Ram 1500 Eco Diesel's official MPG numbers, and apparently they're impressive. I've heard from some people that these are junk motors, so anybody that has any experience in the chat, chime in if that is correct. But the EPA has put out the ratings at 22 city and 32 highway, which for a full-size pickup truck is pretty impressive. And the story does note that those numbers are identical to a Honda Accord with a 2-liter turbo and a manual. So that is quite impressive. Out of a V6 turbo diesel. Not bad. Way to go, Dodge. All right. You're up with the Toyota, however you pronounce that, hydrogen?
Mirai, I would say.
We'll go with that.
Okay, so the Mirai is one of the electric cars that Toyota has created. So I think it said that they had done a Mirai before, like 2015. But they're trying to do a hydrogen fuel cell car, which, if I can read the article correctly, it's not been done before. Is that correct, or is there other hydrogen fuel cell cars?
There have been other hydrogen fuel cell cars, just none that were mass produced because the hydrogen, the infrastructure for fueling up hydrogen fuel cell cars isn't there.
Right.
We just don't have. And as far as the concept goes, yes, the however you pronounce that, the
Mirai.
Mirai, the original concept car was the foreshadower of the current Prius look. So this one apparently is a little bit updated and according to them, less ugly. But
Yeah, I mean, I think as a concept and as like an electric car, it's not necessarily awful looking. I think they're trying to bank on the Tesla success because it kind of looks like a Tesla.
very true. Yep.
So, I mean, it obviously won't be the same because Tesla's not using the hydrogen fuel cells, but I think people are getting into that mindset more of alternative fuel sources, and so I think Toyota's not necessarily scrambling, but I think Toyota is just trying to put out something new that'll get it attention.
Exactly, because Toyota has had the spotlight when it comes to alternative fueled vehicles. Whether hybrids and all that sort of stuff. So since everyone's now putting out hybrids and electric cars, they are trying to find the next big thing, which they're banking on that being hydrogen, and definitely could be. It's just a matter of the country getting on board and getting those fuel cell fueling stations in there. And I do agree with Walt in the chat. That is a really nice looking blue.
Yeah, it's really good.
Yeah,
and
so,
I'm not opposed to it, honestly.
No, actually, and as far as the look goes, I'd have to see the back to really give it a real thumbs up or thumbs down, but it's not as bad as the Prius, the new Prius.
If you scroll down, you can see a little bit of it.
Okay, let me. Okay. That actually isn't a bad looking rear end. It's got a bit of the Supra look to it there, which is a lot better looking than.
And then you got interior somewhere.
Oh, that's actually really nice looking. It actually looks a bit Audi-ish in the back. Toyota, I can say I'm kind of impressed.
Yeah, the front still reminds me of a Tesla, but I think that's intentional.
The thing that I wish that car companies would do is small down your grill area. It just looks like one of those on Sesame Street, those aliens that say "yup" and "nope" all the time. Looks like one of those. Just kind of that big gaping mouth there. I don't know, but anyway, good.
But then at the same time, Tesla's having like no grill kind of throws me off.
Yeah, there definitely has to be a happy medium. There needs to be a grill, or at least a look of a grill, even though they don't really need them.
BMW is overachieving. They have 2 grills.
Yeah, I know. Yep, hidden stones. Anyway, kidney beans. Sorry, yeah, stones are piranha. Yes. Walt's right. It does look like a piranha. You got the little teeth down at on the bottom there.
Yeah.
Oh,
I can see that.
That's good. Yeah. All right, so that's gonna do it for stories to go through today. Now we're going on to Facebook Marketplace. Someone in the chat, let's get a city to go through. And I think this time we're going to go, ooh, what is that? Sorry, guys, I'm easily distracted by oddball cars. PM you for details. Come on. Nice dragster. Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, I'm sorry.
Yeah. While we're waiting for someone to do it in the chat, do you want me to just save Manassas?
Yeah, we'll hit Manassas for a minute while we get Philadelphia. All right, we'll do a couple in Manassas, then we'll go to Philadelphia. Yeah, that car is definitely not worth $123,000, but anyway. Manassas, let's go.
$5,000.
Yeah, I was gonna say we'll go $3 to $5,000. We'll go a little bit cheaper than I have in the past. Whoa! Forget every time you do that, they kick it to the. Oh, please come on! I broke Facebook.
Oh no.
He TK'd himself on you.
Well, close the browser tab and try to open it again. No, not the actual browser. It's a tab. Try again.
We apologize for this brief. All right. Vehicles. 3,000 to 5,000. Whoa, not 59,000. Says.
Yeah, Facebook's already broken. I agree.
And we gotta, go. This is I always go only through 1995 because most new cars suck.
Suck ass.
A lot of Roadmaster wagons for sale. Oh, looks like those two are the same one. Okay. Yeah, definitely Facebook was already broken. Let's take a look at
Creeper van.
The creeper van. All right.
I'm kidding. You don't have to look at the creeper van.
Too late. Actually, 1994 Chevy van, 200,000 miles on it. Auto transmission, which I think those all had auto transmission. Very well kept and maintained. Ice cold air, must see.
What's going on down there?
Well, your sister got an early birthday present, and the box has been hanging around, and everybody keeps bumping into it. Yes, I like what Pete's thinking. Turn this into an A-Team van. The only thing it needs is a sliding door on the side. You don't know what you know the A-Team?
I know what the A-Team is.
Okay.
I know Mr. T at least.
I pity the fool.
Yeah. I was gonna have you do that so I didn't have to.
Come on, Lloyd, you should have done it.
Yeah, come on. Yeah. It looks pretty well. Okay, the outside looks pretty good. The interior is looks like
very dated.
Yeah, ice delivery truck. Yeah, 200,000 miles. So that car needs needs some seats.
Yeah, it's got some asses that have been in it, definitely.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, well, that's a work truck, definitely. All right, guys, is it worth $3,700? What do you think, Lane? Is it worth? No.
Not at all.
Techno advanced tape player. I don't think there's a tape player in there. Was there? Go back. No. What was that?
Yeah.
No, I mean that's not even a tape player. It's just
an 8-track?
No, not even 8-track. Those were way out of style by '94.
Oh, yeah, true.
I'm gonna say no. That is not worth $3,700. Not with 200,000 miles on it. I would say 2,500. I love it when a plan comes together. Absolutely, Walt. All right. Let's look at. I don't want to look at the Dunk because those are. All right. 86 Pontiac Grand Prix. 89,000 miles, auto trans, 2-owner, rust-free, new tires, new centerline wheels, remanufactured 350 small block, headers, new 350 Edelbrock, or sorry, 650 Edelbrock carb, and intake billet distributor, Excel plugs and wires, new crystal clear headlights with replacement bulbs. Also has full new true dual exhaust with dual thrush mufflers. Also have 2 black leather RT seats to throw in as well.
Wow. Yeah, I'd say it's worth it.
Take a look at those few pictures. Well, there's the engine.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's one thing you didn't say, that the engine was in the car.
Oh, true. It's in good
I
shape.
like the color scheme. I can't tell though if this is just the lighting or whether it's actually light gray to silver to the dark gray down here. It kind of looks like it is. I like the rims. Looks pretty good from. Okay, we already saw the engine out.
That's an awful picture.
Yeah. I like the square body in the background too, that picture. Anyways. Yeah. $4,500. Not bad. I'm sure you could dick around, down to, closer to 35, maybe $4,000. It's a good looking car. It's a good looking car. I like the headlights. What?
First to say with all the stuff thrown in, like the new stuff, I'd say.
Yeah. I'd like to figure out where they got the headlights and put those on Zelda, because those look good. All right, consensus in the chat is Pete thinks it's a $3,500 car. Yep, it's pretty good. If they pay, Pete may take it. Just like it, but black faded to brown. Oh, that's cool. I like that paint job. That's pretty cool, especially if that's a factory deal. All right, let's go. Let's go to the Volkswagen Corrado. See if there's any Volkswagen fans in here. $4,500 for a 93 Volkswagen Corrado SLC Coupe. 98,000 miles, auto trans, black on beige. And let's see, rare VR6 Corrado SLC, 98,000 original miles. Passed inspection in Maryland. Has new tires, rebuilt calipers, SS lines, stainless steel lines, rotors, ST coilovers, front and rear wheel bearing, suspension refresh with bushings, headlight, radiator, thermostat, thermo housing, and with sensors. SS crack pipe. Okay. Distributor, cap, ignition, wires, plugs. So a lot of new stuff on this. Gaskets. Wow. We've done a lot. Comes with a manual transmission. So you can do your manual swap, which is a big thing for these. So through the pictures. Now here's something that you probably wouldn't know. Do you know what Active Aero is on Cars Lane?
Does it look like I'd know that?
No, I know that you wouldn't know that. Active Aero is the rear wing that's on here. That, depending on the speed that you're going, will raise and lower.
Oh yeah.
So all the big supercars nowadays have Active Aero, your McLarens and whatnot. This was one of the first cars to ever have Active Aero on a measly little Volkswagen.
Speaking of supercars, I was going to suggest you should do like Malibu and then raise the the limit, the money to like $100,000 and see what they got.
Okay, we'll do that after Gracie's Philadelphia. All right, So pictures looking good. The interior looks really nice on this one. I'm going to go out on a limb and say, with all the parts and the stuff that they've done to this thing, I would say it is absolutely worth the $4,500 that they're asking. Anyone in the okay, the Mitsubishi 3000 had Active Aero too. Okay, I knew that there weren't many that in the 90s that had Active Aero. I thought this was the first one, but good to know that the 3000 GT also had that. All right, now we're gonna we'll head over to Philly. Philadelphia? How the hell do you spell Philadelphia?
It's PHILADELPH. IA. It doesn't look like you have the L in there.
PHILAD.
It's PHILADELPHIA. AI. So, no, IA, sorry.
Sorry, I can't use such a hard place to spell.
PHILADEPH.
Just do. How about you do Baltimore or not Baltimore, like New Jersey?
Oh yeah, okay. Yeah, I was missing an L. Okay, I'm sorry. I was missing an L.
Told you.
Gosh, I'm so sorry. Okay. I'm sorry, guys. I'm doing the best I can. All right, so start out with this Chrysler TC Turbo. Why not? Anybody that's not familiar, of course, and now it's going to do this. Oh no, there we go. The Chrysler.
Sorry, it's not anything to look at, really.
No, the Chrysler TC was a joint venture with Maserati. That's why it's got, if you look closely, the emblem is the Chrysler Pentastar with the Maserati in the center. It's basically Chrysler LeBaron with some Maserati influence. They say it's a rare 89 TC. I don't know how rare they are. I've seen a fair amount of them over the years. I hate that it doesn't actually give you any information on it other than it's got 44,000 miles and an automatic. I don't think I would pay $4,000 for it. It definitely, I agree with you, Benny. It, and Pete, rare does not, mean valuable, and it definitely hit the ugly tree when it was falling out of it. So, ouch. And Walt wants to look at the Fiero, and I'm all for that because I'm in love with these things too. It's not many cars that I'm not in love with. All right, 1988, last year of Pontiac Fiero production. Very clean Survivor V6 manual GT, low miles, 0 accidents, no rust, of course, because it's fiberglass. Clean title last year of this model. Yeah, red with the black rims. Yep. Only thing that could make this car better was if it had T-tops.
Is that a standard feature, the back end?
The wing?
No, the back, the rear windshield.
The windows here on the side?
Yeah.
Yeah, those are and that's actually plastic. They aren't real glass or anything. So those those are known to crack and break apart because the plastic that they used wasn't that great. This is like, and the fact that it's a stick shift, I would personally, but then again, I am also a Fiero freak. I would pay $4,200 for this car all day long. And turn them right side up. Yeah. Their attempt at a mid-size and the mid-engine car. Yeah. The Fiero, I think that had Chevy not put up a huge stink about the car, getting in, taking too many sales away from Camaros and Corvettes and all that sort of stuff, that the Fiero could have been a really, really cool car until Pontiac went away. That Fiero needs a 5.3 out of the Impala SS, absolutely. That or the 3800 supercharged, either way, because the way that they made these, I don't know if you know this, Lane, but the being a mid-size, mid-engine car, what GM did to make that happen is they took the engine, suspension, everything from one of their front-wheel drive cars and just stuck it in the back.
Okay.
Yeah. So I think the engine came out of like a Chevy Citation, and the whole front end and shocks, struts. If you looked hard enough at one of these cars from underneath, you'll see where they took to help the car steer tie rods or something that are attaches to the steering rack to steer the wheels. They just put in a metal rod in where the tie rods would be to keep the tires straight the way they should have been, so they wouldn't turn. But otherwise, everything's identical to the front end of a Citation, I think it is. So
Of course.
so basically, if you can take any other front wheel drive car and slap it in the back of there without a whole lot of trouble. So, but I like the car.
What is that?
That's the trunk area. That looks pretty ugly compared to some other cars that I've looked at in the past, but
What can you fit in that?
not much. And there's the 2.8 liter V6. That was the same car. Do you remember the Camaro that I had?
Oh,
The one with the T-tops?
that's like, what, 2?
No, you weren't 2. You were.
Yeah, she was in the, yeah.
All right, fine. 2, 3. I tells me what I remember. Anyway, I don't know about you guys. I would, like I said, I would pay $4,200 for that all day long, just because I'm a nut job. And it looks like Pete agrees. He would pay the $4,200 for it. That's a nice looking Fiero right there. I've seen a lot of them in way worse shape. All right, what else do we got in?
Herbie car.
You want to look at the Herbie?
No, I was just pointing it out. I didn't mean I wanted to look at it.
Fine. And actually, if you're reading the comments, Lane, Rough Ride Resto Waltz said Chevy Citation or Chevette components. That's the actual front end stuff that they used on the car. A Chevette is it was a hatchback in the late 70s, early 80s, just a throwaway car, for anything else. And Benny's saying turning them into Testarossa, the Fieros. Yeah, that's the worst thing that anybody ever did was, create a body kit that you could put onto the Fiero chassis. Ooh, look at a Saturn. Actually, my brother, he had one of these SL1s, 95, and bought it. His first year the Saturns came out. It was a great little car, very, very basic, but
Saturns aren't around anymore, are they?
nope. Saturn left same time Pontiac and Hummer did back in 08 or 09 when the
Recession?
the tubes. Yep. Biggest piece. Yes, the Chevette was a large POS. But nowadays, I would take a Chevette all day long because they don't. You don't see very many of them. And again, I'm a bit of a oddball guy. Yeah. So the '95 Saturn SL or S Series SL1, SL1 being the base model. Great thing about these, they're always going to look good because of the plastic body panels. They got really good gas mileage, as you see right there. Small engine, definitely. And they don't really give you any sort of info on the car in the description. So let's look through the pictures and exterior, extended warranties. Yeah.
This is definitely taken at a car dealership. I mean, like, you could tell by the way they're taking pictures. Like,
Yep. Got to get the shot every eighth of the car so you can see everything. But the one that they had, my brother had was maroon, but otherwise the same exact car. And although I think they had a manual, I'm not sure whether it said it was automatic or manual. But it was a great car. Loved it. Loved everything about it. They loved it until they, got rid of it. Yeah, automatic.
that's manual.
No,
Oh, it is automatic?
yeah, that's an automatic. But only reason you can tell is because it's got that just a real small slit there rather than the bulgy leather type thing that goes around the bottom of the.
Oh.
Right. I know you're not a manual driver, so I used to have a commercial with a shopping cart hitting the Saturn. No doubt. Yeah, I mean, literally. I mean, it took a lot to break a panel, and since it was plastic, it was easy to take off and put a new one on. But these were the SL1s were very basic transportation. Did have a radio tape player and all that sort of stuff, but very, very basic. As you can see, roll up windows. Where do you find a car nowadays with roll up windows and manual locks? I mean, but I don't know. Low miles, it's great for this car. I still don't know though. If I would pay $3,200 for it. But maybe with those mileage, maybe I would consider going up that high. But somebody's going to get a decent ride there. Yeah, and that's the thing. The early Saturns before GM kind of took them over. When they were kind of considered their own car company, they made some really great cars. And then when GM kind of put them in with everybody else and they did badge engineering and all that stuff is when Saturn really took a hit. Oh, right. All right. You said you wanted to go out to Malibu.
I'm just kidding. You don't have to.
Do it.
No, we're going to Malibu. We're still going to only go up to 1995.
Okay.
Because I am still a older, go up to 100 grand.
That's a wide range.
We'll go 90 to 100 grand.
I don't know if anyone's gonna be selling that on. Oh, okay, never mind.
Okay.
They're selling a boat.
Sure. I mean, look at the Chinese junk. Is that what it says on it? Yeah. No. I'm going to, because I love these old caddies, we're going to take a look at this Cadillac. As long as it brings it up. I broke Facebook again. Technically, Saturn was always a part of GM. Yes, Benny, but the way that Saturn was run when it first opened was as if it was its own company. It was still under the GM umbrella, but they made their own decisions. They made their own cars. Everything was just Saturn entity. Whereas in the there we go, mid 2000s, I think, is when GM brought it under the umbrella of everybody else, and that's when you saw cars like the Ion and the the badge engineered cars started to come out right before Saturn and the rest of the companies went belly up. So, alrighty then.
It's pretty. I like it.
Yeah. 1960 Cadillac Series 62 convertible. Possibly the best there is currently available. Having been in controlled storage for 32 years, this ultra-low original mile classic, 70,000 miles, with just 3,000 miles since the incredible rebuild. You can tell that this is from a dealership as well because they very nicely embellish everything. The rebuild took place with focus on the best possible components and created an incredible driving machine. It was achieved. The power is a new 6.2 liter LS3 with a 6L80E transmission. Rear ends, blah blah, air ride, la la. Oh my God, it's almost a novel. But I can tell you, I think to see what the license plate is. It almost looked like it said "damn," but I don't think that was it. That is a swell. Yeah, look at that. Okay. It looks better, like that rather than on the ground, in my opinion. But that's just me.
I like that it can do both.
That's true.
If it can have any other angles, or is it just like the same three pictures?
It's looking like.
Oh, there we go.
Wow.
Wow.
Okay, it's a little high in that picture. It should be a little bit lower, but that's still. Oh my is the oh my I think is the license plate. Yeah, that's an appropriate license plate.
Yeah.
Now, if this were the 59 with the bigger tail fins, that would be even cooler. But this is a very close second. Love them slammed, and yep, definitely air ride. This is a nice looking.
Is it worth as much as they're asking though?
New engine, new trans, depending on how much body work and everything that was put into it. I don't think I would. I don't think it's worth 99 grand. 60 maybe. But then again,
But this is Malibu.
Yeah, I would want to see it, drive it, look at all the whether the work was really craftsmanship quality stuff. But that's that is a nice car, very nice car. The price, I don't know if you guys, $99,500 for the price, Pete. Is it worth it? Buy it or boot it. If you had 99.5, I think that's it's a bit much, but I'm sure there's other people out there that would happily pay that. We'll do one more, and then we're going to wrap this up for tonight, folks. Boot it, says Pete. Yeah. Something really stupidly exotic in here. Maserati, no. It's not a ton in the real cars for sale in the 100 range. Let's look at this 89 Porsche 911 Turbo Coupe. $94,990, 189,000 miles on it.
Ugh.
Huh. Slant nose. Okay. 89 Porsche 930 Turbo Coupe, rare M505 factory slant nose option, factory 5-speed with limited slip differential. One of 60 built. 2 Orange County PCA owners. Blah, blah, blah. Lots of info on the engine has been rebuilt and trans rebuilt.
Let's see the money shots. Let's do it.
All right. Yep.
Oh, it's gross.
The slant nose, Porsche had this styling for racing. It was more aerodynamic, and in order to be able to have that particular nose, they had to sell so many copies to, well, homologation is what it's called. Yeah, I don't think $100,000 buys much in Malibu, but these are pretty rare Porsches. You know, this a factory slant nose. There was companies that did I don't know what you call it, aftermarket slant nose conversions. So a factory slant nose is again pretty rare, and I think this, especially with the work that they said, you know, rebuilt engine and trans, it's worth every penny. Yeah. For the 930 turbos, you know, I do like the normal front end a little bit better, but that wouldn't be worth quite as much as a slant nose.
So it's better with the lights up.
Yeah. But yeah, it's definitely a Porsche 911. Sorry, Porsche, forgot everybody. Is that a whale tail on that Porsche? Yes, it is. Does have the whale tail. I'm pretty sure there's a better shot of it when I get in here. That's another feature that is a big money thing. Nope. Yeah, that the tail here, the spoiler, whatever you want to call it, the whale's tail, and that is another thing that's. I'd like to see what 5,000 buys in Malibu. We can do that. We will definitely do that. We'll do that one last time, just so we know. 5K buys a parking spot. Yeah. All right, let's go and check what $5,000 buys you in Malibu. Pretty much same thing, and it buys everywhere else. Blazers. Actually, $5,000 for a Vanagon. That's it's rough. It's rough. But you know, $5,000, that probably wouldn't be a bad. You know, somebody grab that thing up pretty quick.
Yeah.
Hopped up shopping cart. Oh, old Cutlass, Geo Tracker. That I wouldn't pay $5,000 for a tracker. Another ugly 280ZX. box body Mustang. Yeah.
See,
We got a
really look-
lowrider.
some of them look fine in the photos, but that doesn't mean that they're actually good. Like they
Yeah.
could just be really
Yeah, we got a lowrider
Like-
here. 86 Fleetwood motor trans, good. Missing upholstery, has 8 batteries and 2 bubbles. Okay. Yep, definitely a lowrider. Wow, that's a nice.
What is that? Is that a titties?
Those are titties. Yep, those are titties. Up with the wagon. Okay, hold on a second. We'll go back and look.
What in the world?
Hydraulic suspension on it, so it can do those sorts of things. And these are the cars, Laney, that you can see bouncing, in the video, rap videos and stuff. The ones that bounce all over the place. That's what
I saw one of them in real life.
Yeah.
Yeah, driving. It was weird.
All right, wagon. The wagon. The 62 Impala. I'm assuming this is the one you want to talk about. We got a family member selling a 62 wagon, 5K, bill of sale. All the pieces to it and glass, no motor or trans. Okay.
So, yeah. Oh boy.
That's definitely a project, but I think if had 2 of them. It's called 3-wheel motion. Yep. Ooh. Yeah. So this car is definitely rough, and I think being a California car, body's probably got 0 rust on it, so it's a really good candidate for restoration. It's just a matter of whether you want to pay the $5,000 to get the basic car, or whether you want to kind of.
It's not worth it.
You wouldn't pay $5,000 for it. All right.
No.
All right. You want a car that you can actually get in and drive.
Yeah.
All right. Okay, guys.
Needs glass.
That is going to do it for us for this evening. Delaney, my love, my baby girl, thank you very much for joining and having fun with us tonight. Thank you, everyone in the chat, for sticking around and making some good comments and everything. I really appreciate all of you, and thank you very much. And as we now say at the end of all of my videos and live streams, dreams without ambition are like cars without gas. You aren't going to get very far. God bless. Take care. Have a good night.